Has this ever happened to you? You are in an argument. You have all the facts, all the arguments, but still you lose. You try to make someone understand your point, but by the end of the conversation, you end up agreeing with them instead. Why does this happen? We think that conversation is a game of words. Whoever has the better words, the more information will win. But this is a big lie. Conversation is not a game of words, but a game of psychology. It's a mental chess match where your goal is not to give the right answer, but to control the other person's mind. And to win this game, you don't need long speeches, but rather some master keywords that act like locks in the other person's mind and give you complete control over the conversation. Today, from the treasure trove of dark psychology, I will give you 5 seemingly simple words that will make you the king of any conversation. These 5 words give you the power to do all 3 of these things. These are psychological triggers that can make the other person defensive, uncertain, and obedient. So let's get to know our first weapon. Weapon number 1, why? Meaning asking for the reason behind something. The word why is one of the most powerful words in the world. It's not just a simple question, it's a psychological missile. When you ask someone why, you unknowingly put them in a position where they have to justify their thoughts, their decisions, and their entire way of thinking. You put them into a defensive posture. How should you use this? Suppose a client says your service is too expensive. Most people will start justifying their service. But you should just ask one question. Why? Why do you feel that way? Now all the pressure is on them. They'll have to give solid reasons to justify their point, and often people don't have solid reasons. In an argument or a fight, if someone accuses you, saying, you did something very wrong by doing this, instead of defending yourself in response, calmly ask, why? Why do you feel that this was wrong? This question will deflate their balloon of anger. Now they'll have to move from their emotions to logic, which they might not be prepared for, in order to break someone's confidence. If someone confidently says, my plan is the best, just ask, why? And then stay silent. All their energy will now be spent trying to explain it to you, and by staying calm, you can spot the weaknesses in their arguments. The word why puts you in the driver's seat. You become the judge, and the other person becomes the accused, trying to prove their innocence. Weapon number 2. Maybe means planting a seed of doubt in the other person's mind without any direct opposition. If why is a missile, then maybe is a silent sniper shot. It doesn't attack directly. It creates a small crack in the walls of the mind and plants the seed of doubt and uncertainty there. People hate direct opposition. If your boss says this plan is perfect and you say no, it's bad, then you've started a battle. But if you say, maybe we can look at it from another perspective, then you haven't opposed him. You've just opened the door to a possibility. Now, without realizing it, his mind will start thinking about that other possibility. How do you use this? If your friend says, your friend says, I'm quitting this job. Instead of giving him a lecture, say maybe you just want a break, not quitting the job. You've planted a new, less scary option in his mind. Second example, in a meeting when everyone is thinking in the same direction. You say, maybe we're overlooking something really important. You've sounded the alarm, but without directly accusing anyone. Now everyone will look at you to see what that thing is. When someone holds a very rigid opinion, say maybe there's another side to this as well. These words force them to reconsider their opinion without making them feel insulted. The word maybe is like a psychological lubricant. It reduces confrontation and allows your ideas to enter the other person's mind more easily. Weapon number 3, you control the spotlight in the conversation. The word you is a very powerful word because it directly puts the focus of the conversation on one person. You can use it to make someone a hero or to make them a villain. In dark psychology, we use it to create pressure and to shift responsibility. How should you use it? Someone says to you, you are always late. Your response, I admit I was late today, but you also didn't finish your work for the meeting on some days. You immediately shifted the spotlight from your mistake to theirs. This is the classic whataboutism technique to make the other person uncomfortable. When someone is talking too much or bragging about themselves, interrupt them and ask, why are you getting so emotional about this? This question shifts the focus from the content of what they're saying to their emotions, which will immediately put them on the defensive. Number 2, controlling through flattery. You're the only one who can truly understand this problem. This sentence strokes the other person's ego and unknowingly compels them to help you. Because you've given them a special status. You're like a camera. You decide which way its lens will point. A clever conversationalist always keeps the lens focused on others. Weapon number 4, using the word anyway. It hijacks the conversation by making the other person's point seem insignificant. This word is the most skillful way to take over a conversation. This word very politely says that what you're saying isn't important. Now we'll talk about what I want to discuss. It makes the other person's entire argument, their whole story, seem small and insignificant in an instant. So, how do you use this? To avoid a difficult question, your boss asks you, "Why is there a delay in the project?" You say, "I was just getting to that. By the way, did you see that new email from the client?" You immediately brought up a new topic that seemed urgent and put the original question on the back burner. Or, to dismiss someone's complaint, someone is making a long complaint about how much you've troubled them. After listening to everything, you just say, "By the way, I just remembered, we have to leave early tomorrow morning." This sentence of yours clearly sends the message that their complaint doesn't matter to you. Number 3, to regain control. When the conversation is slipping out of your hands and someone else is dominating, as soon as they finish speaking, say, "By the way, there's a more important matter we should focus on," and then present your own agenda. By the way, the word "by the way" acts like a psychological smoke bomb. You throw it out there. 1. They create confusion, and by the time the smoke clears, you have already steered the conversation in a new direction. Weapon number 5. Presenting your own opinion as a collective decision. This is perhaps the most cunning and manipulative word on this list. By using the word "we," you present your personal agenda as if it were a team decision. This makes it difficult for the other person to disagree, because if they do, they're not just disagreeing with you, but with the entire team. It creates a false sense of alliance. How should you use this? Instead of saying, "I think I should lead this project," to sell your idea, you say, "We all know how important strong leadership is for this project." You haven't nominated yourself directly, but you've created a situation where you seem like the most natural choice. Number 2, instead of saying, "You do this task," when assigning work to someone, you say, "We need to make sure this task gets completed on time." After that, when you assign them the task, it doesn't feel like an order, but rather like a part of a collective goal. Number 3, in a relationship, instead of saying, "I think you shouldn't do this," say, "We should think about our future, and this step isn't right for us." Now it's no longer just your opinion, it has become a matter of what's best for both of you. Using the word "we" reduces the possibility of opposition and puts a stamp of social approval on your decisions, even if that approval is just an illusion.